Welcome to Asset Television News. I am Omike Matthew. Here are the headlines. Retired General Kazir says Nigeria has no room for state of emergency. ECOWAS encourages member states to develop artificial intelligence. Nigerian appointed as Africa Road Safety Secretariat. For details of these stories and more, do stay with us. And now the news in detail. The security situation in the north can be effectively addressed through strong political will and commitment from the central government rather than declaring a state of emergency. This was the view of Brigadier General Alwali Kazir, retired in Damaturu, while responding to Northern Elders Forum's demand for a state of emergency in the region. He emphasized that subverting democratic processes at the subnational level is undesirable unless where it is absolutely necessary. According to him, no state governor would support the demand for a state of emergency, given the significant investments they have already made to address the security situation. Kazir outlined the necessary steps to address the security situation, saying, among others, the need to deploy more troops to affected areas, providing sophisticated surveillance equipment for real-time intelligence, and engaging in effective international diplomacy to deprive criminals of resources. The federal government has called for stronger regional collaboration to turn Africa's international borders from flashpoints of conflict into platforms for peace, economic development, and integration. The appeal came during the 2025 African Border Day celebration held in Abuja. In a keynote address, the Director General of the National Boundary Commission, Adamu Adaji, underscored the need for African nations to rethink their approach to borders, saying good fences would make good neighbors. This year's celebration has a theme, building border community resilience and economic development through cross-border cooperation. These align with the African Union's overreaching focus on justice and reparation for Africans and people of African descent. The Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament, Hadja Ibrahima, has called for a strong legal framework for artificial intelligence development across West Africa. She made this call on Monday at a delocalized meeting of the Parliament's Joint Committee in Dakar, Senegal, focusing on education, science, and digital innovation. The meeting was themed Prioritizing Education, Technology, and Innovation in the ECOWAS region, according to the news agency of Nigeria reports. Represented by the second Deputy Speaker, Hajaratu Koulibaly, Ibrahima said the sub-region must adopt new learning models to meet global technological demands. She said digital transformation and innovation, especially in education, must be prioritized to shape the future of the sub-region. The Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities has asked the federal government to release the remaining 2 months withheld salaries of its members who participated in the 2022 strike. The union also decried the delay in salary payments to federal universities, often weeks after other federal workers have been paid. These were some of the issues discussed at the 51st National Executive Council meeting of SANU, held at the Aliko Dangote University of Science and Technology, Wudil, Kano State. In a communique issued at the end of its NEC meeting and signed by the national president of SANU, Mohammed Ibrahim, the union demanded the immediate harmonization of salary disbursements across all federal and state institutions to ensure fairness and equity. SANU also expressed disappointment over the continued silence and inaction of the federal government's renegotiation committee regarding the 2009 federal government SANU agreement. He said the prolonged delay in commencing substantive discussions was unacceptable, demanding the immediate resumption and timely conclusion of the renegotiation process to address the long-standing concerns of its members to avert an industrial crisis in the university system. Nigeria has achieved a significant milestone in road safety leadership by being elected secretary and host of the secretariat for the newly formed African Association of Road Safety Lead Agencies. This decision was made during the association's first General Assembly in Lusaka, Zambia, which positions Nigeria at the forefront of efforts to improve road safety across the continent. The appointment highlights Nigeria's growing influence in transportation regulation, public safety, and humanitarian coordination in Africa. Dr. Yusuf John Zubeiru, founder of the Dr. Yusuf John Zubeiru Foundation, represented Nigeria's civil society alongside the Federal Road Safety Corps, a delegation led by Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed. Dr. Zubeiru praised the achievement as a win for all Africans, emphasizing the importance of collaborative efforts in reducing road accidents and fatalities. He stressed that Nigeria's leadership role reflects a shared commitment to developing safer road systems and inclusive, people-focused safety policies. The, the General Assembly brought together road safety experts, government agencies, and development partners to unify strategies for lowering traffic related death and promoting regional safety standards. Nigeria's new role includes coordinating road safety policies, advancing digital monitoring tools, supporting training programs for safety officers, and increasing public engagement through civil society partnership. The AARSLA Secretariat will also help mobilize funding and encourage cross-border cooperation on road safety innovations and infrastructure. Asset Television News, we're taking a quick break. When we return, more stories will come your way. Please do stay tuned.
Nothing ever happens by chance. Really.
Right now, they don't know your name. They will see your game. Turn the dark to light. Answer the call. No one can stop your shine. The world
Focus on the destination and not the journey or where you're from. Never ever settle. Make big moves from your small space.
Welcome back to Asset Television News, and we now continue with the news. The federal government has set August 1, 2025 as the deadline to begin issuing stiff penalties to foreigners who have overstayed their visas. However, it opened an online immigration amnesty portal in July to allow affected individuals to regularize their stay before the penalty take effect. Interior Minister Dr. Olubumi Tunji Ojo disclosed this at a stakeholders sensitization on major Nigeria Immigration Service innovations in international passengers travel at the service headquarters in Abuja. He also said the recently launched electronic visa regime has processed over 14,000 applications within its first 6 weeks. The amnesty is part of a broader reform package first unveiled in April and due to take effect on two phases. From May 1st, the Interior Ministry introduced a $15 daily surcharge for each day a visitor remains in the country beyond the date stamped on their passports. However, it simultaneously offered a 3-month moratorium stretching to July 31 to allow people to regularize their papers without paying the fine. Beginning August 1, anyone still out of status faces not only the accrued surcharge but a 5-year re-entry ban for overstays of 6 months and 10-year ban for those who remain a year or more, according to the implementation guidelines published by the Nigeria Immigration Service. The Federal High Court in Abuja has set September 22, 2025 for the commencement of trial in a cybercrime suit against the suspended senator representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, Natasha Uduaghan. The trial commenced following her arraignment on 6 counts bordering on alleged cybercrime before Justice Mohammed Umar, to which she pleaded not guilty. The suspended senator was admitted to bail on self-recognition after Monday's arraignment. The charge filed by the Director of Public Prosecution, Muhammad Abubakar, against the senator alleged that she made false and damaging statements against Senate President Godswill Akpabio and former Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State. The charge claims Akpoti Uduaghan allegedly transmitted false and injurious information via electronic means with the intention to malign, incite, and endanger lives and breach of public order. And now sports news, Al Hilal produced probably the biggest shock at the 2025 Club World Cup by eliminating Manchester City to progress into the quarterfinals of the competition. The Saudi Pro League champions needed extra time to defeat City 4-3 in their early hours of Tuesday. Pep Guardiola's men took the lead in the 9th minute through Bernardo Silva before Al Hilal scored twice through Marco Leonardo and Malcolm. Erling Haaland made it 2-2 in the 55th minute. 4 minutes into extra time, Koulibaly headed in Ruben Neves' corner kick, put Phil Foden equalized again for City. Leonardo then scored his second goal of the game in the 112th minute, and it proved to be the winner. On Monday night, Fluminense stunned Inter Milan 2-0 to book their place in the final 8. German Cano and Hercules scored for the Brazilians as they pulled off a victory for the history books. Al Hilal will now take on Fluminense for a place in the semi-finals. In other quarter-final ties, Bayern Munich will face Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea play Palmeiras. And with that sport news, we've come to the end of Assets Television News. On behalf of the crew, I am Omiki Matthew saying thanks for watching. Don't forget you can always follow us on our social media handle. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
Nothing ever happens by chance. Really.
Right now, they don't know your name. They will see your game. Turn the dark to light. Answer the call. No one can stop your shine. The world
Focus on the destination and not the journey, or where you're from. Never ever settle. Make big moves from your small space. Nothing ever